Yeah.
Yeah, so the biggest thing as well for getting out of Diamond and into Champ is that you're going to notice that it's less so about the consistency of play and more so about the speed of play. I think from Diamond to Champ is really where speed is the biggest thing. Where if you get into a lobby with a bunch of Champ players, they're gonna feel faster than you, and that's because they're executing better on those double jump aerials. They're boosting all the way through. They're not like tapping their boost in the air when they're going for an aerial, and they're moving around the field at supersonic speed. That's what makes Champ players feel faster than Diamond. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another coaching video. I'm going to keep this intro pretty brief. We're working with Pizza Rolls, who's a Diamond player looking to break into Champ, and as the replay goes on, we discover a couple essential mechanics that are really holding him back. I ended up giving him 2 training packs that'll isolate those mechanics and help him train them, and I'll have them linked in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video. Sit back, relax, and hopefully you can learn something. 3v3s. Totally different beast, because more so in threes than any other game mode, you're playing
Mhm.
a lot of passes and big clears. You're not going to have a lot of time to dribble the ball and set up things like that. So I'm interested to see uh, how you play around your teammates, how you're getting space on the play, if you're getting open for passes, if you're positioning to give your teammates space, or if you're too close up on them. I can see that this is a casual. I hope that the third man comes in so we don't have Rainmaker the whole time. But yeah, we'll just take a look. I think this will be good to get a general sense of how you play and how you sort of approach the game. Good to go?
Okay. Yes.
All right, let's do it. All right. Cheat this. Don't backflip. This was
Okay.
a thing for everyone. So you definitely know the rule of left side goes for kickoff. You either go behind the guy and get the back left boost, or you cheat up the field. But that's just communication. I would cheat this, um, which this is still kind of. You're just not close enough to make that play quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Also pay attention to how much you spend like directly underneath the ball. Okay. So little chasey right at the beginning. Like, you get this clear away. So what I mean when I say at the beginning of the replay that we're going to look for how you clear out the play, it's something like this where you have 4 boost, right, and you hit it away. In Diamond, you're going to do yourself the biggest service by just, like, coming back this way, and your teammates are looking at the ball. In Diamond, they're all staring at the ball, but they can see you rotate off the play. So instead of following this and trying to stay on the play and make something happen with low boost, it's 3v3s, and that's super important to remember. In 3v3s, more so than any other game mode, once you've made your contribution, which for you is right there, because remember how much boost you have is 4. We'll get back to player view, hold on. I would rather you just rotate off the play a lot quicker and then clear it for your teammates, because in Diamond, if you stay far, far back, you're able to much easier choose your moments when it's smart to go. And that's when those training packs of shooting and stuff come in, because when you have a wide open shot, that's where you'll probably need to practice executing. So right here, even though you get that boost, I would have just cleared it out for your teammates. Kind of like you do right here. So now your car language, it's a big thing. Like your car language right here, once you flip away from that ball, your teammate, why not just Blaze, whatever his name is, he can see,
Mhm.
okay, now my teammate's leaving it, right? It's very important to show your teammates, I'm leaving this ball for you, especially in threes. Same thing here. I would stay further back. Let him play on this and then see what happens, because it's probably going to end up in a 50. And if you're going underneath your teammate here, like, sure, decent challenge, but you and one other teammate are in the same spot while this ball's getting challenged. It's probably going to get past you, which it does. And now you have a teammate. Remember where that last guy was? He's falling off the ceiling right now. He's
Yeah.
nowhere helpful, and you're at 3 boost and the ball got past you, so you've left your last guy in a 1v3, which can all be avoided if you just put a little more emphasis on staying back. So here I would stay near post, get on the backboard to play some backboard defense, and just
Okay.
see what happens first. You don't have to be too eager to touch it. You have 2 teammates to help you out. I just saw out of the corner of my eye a third guy joined on orange.
Yeah, yeah.
You played this well on defense, just like I said this in other videos. Quick look forward in car cam just to make sure you know where this teammate is. Because you don't know when you
Mm.
just stare at the ball and flip. Because if he's close to net and he's cutting on the ball, then you want to get behind him. If he's off grabbing boost, then you do the correct thing, which is exactly how you played this. But you don't know because you're not looking. So get in the habit of when you're rotating back to net like this, especially in threes, there's one extra guy on the field. Know where he is before you commit to an option. Because more often than not, this has happened to me all the time. I flip here and boom, I crash nose first into my teammate. And that would be
Yeah,
your
it's,
fault for not looking
yeah,
where you're going.
definitely happened a lot.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
probably notice it a lot. Not afraid to play off the wall. I like that. I like that play. It could be a little more consistent, but it's more just mechanics grinding, so it's not really any decision making there. Do you know how to flip on your kickoffs?
You mean speed flip?
It doesn't necessarily have to be a speed flip in Diamond. Just have you started trying to incorporate flips on your kickoff?
So the way I do my kickoffs is always the same. I full boost, and then when I get close to the ball is when I flip. I don't. I usually never flip before that.
Okay.
Before getting to the ball.
It's probably not
Yeah.
necessary right now because it's still Diamond. So the first most important thing on kickoff is reading what your opponent's doing. But you're going to win more kickoffs if you can get to the ball faster. So I can send you the speed flip training, but just start incorporating some flips on kickoff. It will feel weird. You're probably going to lose kickoffs, but as you get better and better at it, you'll start getting more confident, and that's how you start practicing how to speed flip. So it's time to start incorporating those. I'm not going to ask you to perfectly speed flip. I know that it's hard to do, and you're probably not going to get it right away, but start incorporating that.
So by flipping, you mean like starting with a flip,
Yeah, yeah. I think
like
instead,
flipping right at the start.
yeah, I think instead of going straight into another replay, I may just play a game for you and have you watch, and I'll explain my thought process behind each thing.
Okay.
And you'll see there are some things where it's just like, okay, that's a mechanic I've trained, but 95% of my games will be things that you can do. It's just the execution is really quick and precise. That'll take forever to refine, but I think it'll help visualize what the correct way to do things is. But flip on kickoff, it will be faster. It's worth learning. Start to incorporate it. You know, it's not going to be perfect off the bat, but you flip right off the bat and try to get to the ball fast. I stopped here because I don't like that you still turned up the field here. You see, this guy Squirt he has control of the ball. You should not have faith that your teammate's going to pass that up the field. You're leaving him to 3v1 essentially. Definitely more awareness after the kickoff to know they won the kickoff. That should already click at this point. And then, okay, fine, you go get the boost. That's cool, it's threes. You can do that pretty safely. But based off of what you just saw, you should already be thinking, after I get this boost, I'm going on defense, not turning up the field for a pass.
Okay.
Get like one or two more small pads as well. You missed so many. Look at this. Watch, right after this, look at how much time is going where you're not picking up a single small pad.
Yeah.
Could be at 100. And then, yeah, you just missed the challenge due to it, but like, it'll help you just kind of start to move around the field and picking up those small pads. If you do it efficiently, you move a lot quicker because you always have boost in the tank. That's something I'll be excited to show you is just kind of that pathing across the field. But if you go back and watch more of your own replays, pay attention to how frequently or how infrequently you're picking these up because they're really, really important. This is a near post rotation. It turns into far post right here because the ball crosses, but you remember from the first video here, where should you be going? Hard right.
Should be going right, and then through like the midfield.
So as the play progresses, it'll change, but right now, the assumption is this first guy is going to challenge the ball and send it somewhere this way, right? That's the first assumption you got to make. Um, if that happens, then you're in the way. If that doesn't happen, then this second guy is here to challenge it, but it's the same thing where in a threes, and I'll show you this. Give me a second because I don't know if my drawing tool is going to work. But let's see. So, whoa, whoa, okay. No, this is fine. So in threes, you have this guy right here, right? He's first man. Then you have this guy is second man. And the idea is first man is going to go this way first, right? I'm using my control stick, so forgive me if it looks really ugly. Then this guy's
No.
job is to come in behind him and cover the net right here.
Mhm.
And then your job would be, as the midfield man, to come this way around and get behind this guy, right? And then
Yeah.
basic 3v3 rotation is depends what happens with the ball here. But if he clears it, fantastic, he keeps going. This guy comes behind him and you go up the midfield. If he misses, this guy's there to become this first man, right? Because he's positioning behind him. And then
Yeah.
you're that second man, and this guy, because he challenged, he'll be somewhere out in the midfield collecting boost. And if everything goes to plan, he comes around this way, and then gets behind you, right? So that's ideal 3v3 rotation, but in general, like the way this play developed, um, you start going, or you should start going down this way, and once you see that the ball is crossing over the midfield line, all of a sudden this post then becomes the far post. So ideally, play unfolds, you're coming this way, you see that the ball goes back that way, then you just keep cutting in towards the near post after, but you should be getting ready to go this way and then adapt to the play. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I brought this up in the last video. I'm surprised because you haven't watched it yet. The idea is good, which is that, oh, the boost wasn't there actually. Huh, I keep getting baited by the replay glitch. I was about to comment on the fact that you didn't go for the big boost and went for the ball instead, but I guess it's not there anyways. So let's just keep going. You should be up to challenge that. This is not outside of your realm of possibilities of being able to get that, right? Like, you can get this ball. I think night and day, like, you go into free play, you can hit this. So just
Yeah.
a little bit of confidence behind it. Yeah, right here. Wait, do you score? Okay. Right here, this is where I would have wished you went even further out of the play. You cut in left. I would prefer if you were just a bit to the right, picking up the midfield pads. This isn't a perfect example of it, but you're kind of going close to the ball, which is not a great way to get open for the pass. Give your teammates some space to work with it because they're gonna try to 50 pass or something. Um,
Mhm.
ends up being okay. See what happens here. Just a goal.
Yeah.
So the reason that you get scored on, and I want to see your other teammates' perspective here. Um, this guy, this guy. That guy's expecting a better touch, so like he could be open on defense. The pass could be better. I think the shot could also be a lot more solid. That's just training. It's kind of one of those everyone didn't play perfectly, but for you specifically, it's just you gotta hit the free play training packs and practice making your shots. Okay, up like a million years earlier to this. Like right here, I think that's when you can say to yourself, all right, I can get here first. Don't be afraid of jumping for this. You say you play casuals, that's great, especially if you're in casual practice jumping for these earlier. You'll be
Mhm.
surprised at how much sooner you can get to the ball. Um, but it's just a matter of, you know, once you see that, like, now you should know nobody else is going for this. Stop it before it gets into the danger zone. Don't let it get so close.
Yeah. I think my thought process might have been that it wasn't gonna go in. That was gonna like hit the backboard or something. So maybe that's why I didn't jump for it.
Hmm.
Uh.
And guess how
Yeah.
you can avoid that forever? By just stopping it before it can even bounce off your backboard. You know, like
I see. Not even letting it get to that point. Yeah.
exactly, because I've said this in every video so far, I think. The closer the ball gets to your net, the higher the danger levels are that it's going to go
Yeah.
in. So your job would be to instead go up early for this so that backboard in or not, you're taking this ball to your corner. Because, like, let's say you were correct, right? And it's not going in. If it
Mhm.
bounces off your backboard here, like, of course they're all grouped up because it's diamond. But there's gonna be a guy here waiting for that bounce. That's gonna happen, especially if you're looking to rank up. So the best thing you
Yeah.
can do for yourself is say the best time to hit it is yesterday. Like, obviously don't always sacrifice, don't throw yourself at challenges that you're clearly not going to win, but in a situation like this where you're like by and far first to it, I guarantee your both your teammates as well are thinking, oh great, we've got someone in net who's ready to save this. When you look at it from back here, there's nobody there, and you just kind of let the ball go in because you're assuming incorrectly that they're going to miss. So again, just jump from here, catch it about here and hit it to the corner. The corner is the safest spot to play it in Rocket League. If you know your teammates need time getting back on defense, if you can get the ball to be kind of slow in your corner, at least you're giving them time to set up and get in net behind you. So challenge this yesterday because you're first to it by a mile. That's a good cheat. And you turn back to defense. I would have wanted more from your teammates here. So this is kind of what I told them, like, or I just told you. Don't let it get so close to the danger zone. This Blaze guy, he should have been on the backboard. What you could have done is be in net, try to go at it with a little more momentum. I'd put this one on your teammates. Someone's got to go. You're clearly the back man. So just do what you can. Let it be their fault, which it was, but at least try to get into net, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, don't stress about that goal. That one's totally on your teammates. Someone should go for that. Still want to see the flip on kickoff. Ah, this is boost hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one you see the ball going away and you still commit to the boost. You should be helping in net. That's pretty standard. Like, say that this is the same thing, which it's your teammate who hit it back. So I think the nerves are less, but you just know, oh, I gotta go for this before it goes in my net, right? This is the same thought process you should have, even if it looks like it's going off your backboard. Like, look at the confidence behind that now. You know, like, you could have been in a much different situation where they didn't score on you because of confident jumps like this. You know, you see your first and you go, keep doing that. This is good. It's a heads up play. I was a little worried that okay, this guy gets a 50 and it goes flying towards your half, but he gets a great 50. So yeah, it's situational. I like that you're willing to stay up on the play with low boost to help out, and you get a goal off of it.
I think seeing the third man, I guess, seeing him like in the all the way in the back made me feel, more confident.
Yeah,
And,
it's
like
totally a
staying there.
threes thing. Let's see how you play this. I'm actually really fine with how you played all of this. I think this is good. I think right here you have control, so you could probably, if you grind out your mechanics, you could get a better like dribble onto their side. But even still, like okay, you realize my contribution on the play is done, so you go away from the ball, maybe flip towards the boost. But like, I love this clear, man. That's the kind of clear I make. That's beautiful. It doesn't hit the ceiling. It goes far. You do it off your backboard. The timing's nice. Really well done.
I will say I'm very inconsistent with those, but I do try to get them. Yeah.
Yeah, inconsistency, you just practice. Like here, this is what I was talking about at the beginning though. Once you've made the clear, then it's the same thing as in the other replays I've reviewed. Just turn away. You know, you don't have to keep inching towards the ball. You've got two extra teammates who you just made their lives easy by clearing it really far. Let them cook. Just go get boost. Get somewhere where you can come at it with more speed. Because, like, from here, no matter what happens, you can't really get a lot of power on the ball if you wanted to. It's a lot easier to take the ball slow if you decide you want to do that than to be in a position where your only option is to hit it slow. Then it's hard to get that speed and power on it. So after you make the clear, uh, get even further out of the play just so that you can watch from more of a distance and then come in when it's your turn. And then that's just a mechanical mistake, you know, can't do anything about that. More confidence on the aerial. So, especially in Diamond, this is what I've noticed is the biggest difference from Diamond to Champ. Uh, it's fast aerials. So, watch your boost throughout this aerial. It looks like you're kind of tapping it to aim and everything. You want to, once you decide to take off, not let go of boost until your car is going max speed in the air. It's the same thing as going supersonic on the ground. You kind of see these white streaks on the screen if you're going full speed. But once you jump, you want to get to that full speed without letting go of boost, and then also hold air roll when you hit the ball. Because when you hold air roll when you hit it, you get a lot more power. So it's like the decision is good. It's the mechanical execution is the aerial. You need to just practice getting up really fast and like boost through that ball, you know, and hold air roll when you do it to get the power you're looking for.
So when I hit like right when I'm about to hit the ball, if I'm holding air roll, it has more power. Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
yeah, yeah. Literally, like there's no exceptions to it. If you hold air roll when you hit it, you will hit it with more power. It's surprisingly hard to incorporate into your games because you have to remember to hit another button and you're trying to aim your car and everything, and that's part of what takes thousands of hours to refine and get really comfortable with it. But pro level, they're always holding air roll right as they touch it. It'll help you get less whiplash when you hit the ball. You ever notice how you go up for an aerial and then your car's nose like flails and it's really hard to recover?
Yeah.
Yeah, holding air roll, it'll totally help. So in your aerials, when you go up fast, you want to be holding air roll on the ball. I think I can show you the difference too in a training pack, like literally the difference between holding air roll or not.
That would be interesting to see.
I don't know how I feel about this. I think this is a big throw for something that's not sure yet. You know, like this is classic Diamond where this is exactly what you did on the first play. You know, you kept following it, even though maybe in this case you have a better angle. But if you see a teammate doing something like this, probably best to just play defensive. Because
Okay.
now you're both in the corner. You remember, I think it was in the first video, maybe the second. Pay attention to make sure if you decide to get back to net. Like right here, I can tell your decision that you're making is I'm going to go play goalie. Get there at supersonic speed. Like, you can use a little boost with the flip to get there, but you want to get there a little bit faster if you're making the decision to go play in your goal.
What you mean like just using all my boosts so that I get to supersonic?
No, like you front flip, which is good. You almost get to supersonic, but if you like right here, if you just give 10, 12 boost with a front flip, you'll reach supersonic speed. It's just that
Okay.
little bit of a difference that's going to make you play faster.
Okay. Yeah.
Or another front flip, you know, and you got to feel it out, whatever feels best. But
Hmm.
like in general, you see these moments where you're choosing to flip forward. I'll show you kind of how that looks, but those can start to get a little faster where you add a little boost, you do it diagonal instead of straight ahead, and you'll get to supersonic speed. I mean, then obviously, like right here, you start positioning for the ball. So of course, when you're positioning for a pass, a ball, you don't have to be going full speed. It's just when you're making those decisions to get to somewhere, you want to be doing it as fast as possible. This to me, like it's a good touch, but once this happens, don't be afraid of your drift button. Like you can go backwards, but you're gonna give yourself more options if you're facing the ball. Don't be afraid of your drift button. Like you could have drifted to face that forward and have more places where you could have aimed that.
So can I just mention something? I think I need to like change my bindings
Okay.
because I have drift on the like circle button, I think.
Okay.
And I think most people use like L1, right? That's like the
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously whatever feels more comfortable to you, but
Mhm.
circle's the button on the right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like having circle for drift and then square for boost, which is what I do.
Interesting.
Like that makes it so that I can't actually boost and drift at the same time.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it'd be pretty difficult to do that.
yeah,
So
that's pretty huge. So that's the reason a lot of people put their drift on like one of the bumpers or triggers
yeah,
is
yeah,
because it frees up your thumb to do those both as well. So I'm glad you brought that up because I would recommend it. That is going to be one of the hardest things, but it's better the earlier you do it. Otherwise, you're going to get so set in your ways that you can't even adjust. I would go ahead and change one of those bindings. That's just going to allow you to do things like drift and boost at the same time, which ends up, if you're trying to get really high level, being essential.
okay.
Yeah. So let's go back to you here. Yeah, like right here. See, that's what I was just talking about. You decide you're getting back on defense, and you're going supersonic speed. That's really good. And then you can go make a play when you're ready. Okay, right here, like I don't even care up to that touch where you flip it away. Like this is kind of a give and go situation. But right here is where I would say, all right, I'm probably done on it because the ball's going in the opponent's corner and you can see your teammate right there and you should know that the other guy's somewhere mid. Right when your contribution's done, okay, time to go grab some boost in the midfield and play off whatever my teammates do. Like this is
Okay.
a little close. He goes for the bump, and sometimes the wrong option just works out. But I would have left this to your teammates because worst case scenario, you're all three up on their net, and imagine like a 50 goes bad. Now you're all getting back, and someone has to dive and make a hero play, and you're on the ropes. Versus if you were in the midfield beforehand, before that touch, then you'd have probably a challenge on this ball right here. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I'm just going to show it in this view because I can't help myself. But yeah, so you're coming up this way, you make this touch, and then you decide, all right, time to turn back this way. Just play around the midfield, play here. And then based off of what you see happening, this guy hits it out, and you can just come in with speed and challenge this. You keep your team on offense that way. Um, Versus instead, now everyone's getting back at once. You see that? No one besides this guy who managed to get back quickly is even facing the orange half, right? That makes it really hard in threes to defend. So there always should be someone who's ready to go back, pick up either this mid boost, some of these pads around here, and then turn on it that way. But once you made this touch in the corner and you see you have a teammate also in the corner with you and one here, be that guy to cover that open space. You know, like threes is a very interesting game mode because almost at all times, like let's say it's offense, you're gonna want one guy here, you're gonna want one guy like here, and then one guy here. It makes a triangle. So many times you'll see where everyone stands in a straight line on the midfield, or sorry, on the side of the field. They just go in a straight line. Um, but you want to keep a triangle position as much as possible. That helps that kind of like this guy's going to pass here, and if this guy goes for the ball, this guy can get behind him, and then this guy can cover the midfield. You know what I'm saying? Um, or if this guy earlier in the play, let's just go back. Let's pretend you were in the right spot over here, okay? this guy misses the ball and the ball comes out this way, then you can make a play on it either to your teammate in the midfield or for yourself. And then this guy should be getting out of the play and going maybe to this mid and coming back around the mid. But that way you keep that sort of triangle formation where there's one guy who has the ball who can either shoot or pass. Then there's another guy who's open for the pass, can maybe bump. And then there's one guy who's accounting for any clears or any mistakes or any challenges that'll get past the teammates. The more you're able to keep that in a 3v3, the more often you're going to be scoring. The less often you're going to be scored on, excuse me. Good job leaving it for your teammate. I don't like the standing still in net. You know, just keep going after that happens. Like, start getting your momentum back. The reverse, it's not good. You're covering the space, but, you know, you could even just drive in a circle to keep that momentum. See where you rotate. Yeah, so correct rotation, just not quick. You know, like your boy just got demoed, so you should be ready to play behind your teammate. Do this quicker, much quicker. This is interesting. Yeah, he just got bumped. It's okay. Training packs. Literally just training packs to make this consistent, because that should be a goal. And then
you should have shot like first time, or
yeah, I think to a certain point you see this happen, and then you should have the composure to be able to like dribble this. Maybe it's going too slow to just directly shoot, but like not lose control like you did here. Like this ball is rolling slowly. A little bit of composure, and you'll be able to dribble this, flick it, 50 it, whatever, but you just kind of lose control here. And then I'd say after that happens, usually this is a good rule of thumb. If you miss a shot, that usually means your contribution is done unless you have a very calculated follow-up to a missed shot. So same rule applies. Your contribution's done once this happens, okay, whatever. Now your first thought should always be, my contribution's done. I'm going to go back down this midfield. I'm going to collect these, get in my net fast, then turn out on the play and stop it. And you do that with ball cam on, so same thing. You know, you come this way, you quickly have your car cam just to align down this midfield, see where your teammate is, and then you turn ball cam back on as you're getting back. You know, but
okay.
It seems more so like you still are eager to make a play on this. I would get off this because what happens is you have this guy back here. And as the play develops, if no one's turning on that, remember what I said about this is the guy facing the orange half? He's going to have a better angle on this, which means he's, like, this guy's probably doing this the wrong thing as well. I'm not even going to look at his perspective for time's sake, but this guy is going to have the best challenge on this. Anybody else who challenges this might still go to your half, might be a bad 50 or whatever, but you want to leave it for your teammates in the back to come in with that speed and get a favorable 50 to send it on the orange half, which they'll know to do if you're making the moves to get on defense quick and show them that you're getting in their net. It's really about showing your teammate, I'm totally giving you your turn right now. They might not do it back, and that happens a lot in Diamond Rocket League, but, you know, like he's at least going this way because he sees that he has a good challenge. And look, I bet you he's thinking he just got cut off by this guy. Where if this guy is then getting behind you here, positioning correctly, then this guy has the best challenge out of anybody. So it's super important to always have that in your mind of knowing, where is everyone on the field? Do I have a teammate who's covering a big clear? I should leave it for them. I like the decision not to go, because you see your teammate going, maybe you get a little bit close here, but the decision not to go is smart because you're kind of playing the risk-reward game where the reward is not as big as the risk. You know, like, that's not a high percentage shot for you, you have a teammate who's also throwing himself at it and going to end up in their net, so it's a good decision not to go here. You know, pick a higher quality shot, which it looks like you're doing. Oh, but shit, you guys tied it up. Okay. I already know we're not going to see a flip here, but that's fine. Same thing that we talked about before as well. Confident aerials. Like, I think that's going to be your main area of practice, is going to be those confident aerials. Like, the rotations, it seems like you're making pretty good decisions. It's just not happening quick. Same thing here. Like, you could pick up the pace of all of this. You know, you just take wider circles, but you're moving faster, so you cover more ground. So this whole sequence where you're sort of positioning around the ball, you can be doing that at a much faster pace, and that'll help you catch up to the ball when you want to get it. Also small pads. But in general, I think what I'm seeing is that the biggest thing is that you're not confidently going up for balls and you're not hitting them very hard. Yeah, like, for Diamond, I'm really not displeased with the decision making at all. I think you have really solid decision making. There's an execution issue. Like, bang! That should be towards their net much harder. Once this drops down, like, that's where you get that full boost, lot of power, and just smack it towards their side. And I'll show you how to do that. I can't wait for this to end in tragedy.
Yeah, we lose, so.
Oh, I know. Yeah, right here. Right here, demo and a pass. Like, if you jump first and you jump fast, this guy, DH, probably executed his aerial better. He sees this touch happen. You see how much faster his takeoff is? It's not perfect, but it's faster than yours. Where you jump first. Like, watch yourself. Watch yourself right here. You jumped a half a second before he did. You should be winning that a lot harder.
I see that. Does he double jump?
Yeah, I believe he did. Let's check it again. Yeah, you saw it? Yeah, he hit 2 jumps in there. And it happens quick. That's how you do it. You just boom, boom, double jump.
Is that the quickest way for aerialing or to getting to the ball when it's up in the air, is like double jumping and then boosting towards it? Or
almost always, yes. I mean, the other big portion that you didn't mention is that ground speed also comes into play, but that's a little bit more for the horizontal and not so much the vertical. The quickest way to get vertical distance in Rocket League is to double jump and hold boost. That's basically it. So, like, double jump aerials, there's a perfect training pack for it, and I'll show you that one too.
Yeah, that's definitely something I need to practice, because I never do that. I never double jump to get up.
Yeah, so the biggest thing as well for getting out of Diamond and into Champ is that you're going to notice that it's less so about the consistency of play and more so about the speed of play. I think from Diamond to Champ is really where speed is the biggest thing, where if you get into a lobby with a bunch of Champ players, they're going to feel faster than you, and that's because they're executing better on those double jump aerials. They're boosting all the way through. They're not like tapping their boost in the air when they're going for an aerial, and they're moving around the field at supersonic speed. That's what makes Champ players feel faster than Diamond. What makes SSL and Grand Champ players feel faster than Champ is that that's kind of the level where everyone's mastered, okay, now I know how to make my car go as fast as possible. That's where it becomes more decision making. And whoever sees further ahead into the play and decides quicker is the person who's going to get there first. Versus between Diamond and Champ, it's totally a mechanical thing, where you got to grind out your double jump aerials. You got to practice holding air roll while you hit it. You've got to make sure you're moving supersonic around the field. Huge difference between Diamond and Champ. Like here, as well, this just illustrates my point nicely. You're first to this ball, you gotta hit it hard, much harder than this. You hit it with the side of your car, and that's just practice. You know, all I can tell you is practice, but you gotta be hitting the ball really, really hard. There too. It's like another thing I'm noticing is that it's the nose of your car that seems to be the issue. It seems like you're either pulling too far back or you're not exactly aligned or you move a little bit too much to the side, but you kind of hit this with your wheels. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's not dead on with the nose of your car. Um, and that's also just a practice thing, but it's something to look out for. You know, you're not making solid contact. It's a little shaky in that regard. Clearing out the play, letting your teammate cook. I like that 50. Yeah, okay, this is perfect too, because remember what we were talking about? Like, right here, the fact that you're facing away from this ball and that you're not going for it means that this teammate sees that and at least, like, correct, incorrect, whatever he does aside, at least he can see that you're not going to cut him off and get in his way. So I commend you for that as well. Like, yeah, now your team's getting on offense. This is what I'm talking about. There's zero harm in getting up the field fast. You know, like one flip with a little bit of boost, couple of front flips, however you feel comfortable, because again, it's diamond, so do what you can. But once you see all the momentum shifting, you want to be there. You want to be a part of the play. Right now, it's a 2-on-2. You make it a 3-on-2, your chances of scoring go way up. But that's not going to happen unless you get up the field really fast. Because you're too far back to be helpful. So had you kind of kicked it into gear and gotten there quickly, you would have been fine. Same thing, like there's an execution issue where it's just grind out the game. Like right at the end here, you turn a little bit to the right and you're not getting a great touch. You want to get solid touches, which something that can help is just go into free play and just practice bashing around the ball as hard as you can. Don't even aim it, just focus on getting big touches. I don't even think that's your fault there.
I think the most important takeaway from this training session is that even if you know what to do, you still have to be able to mechanically execute on it, and I think the training packs that are linked in the description will really help for anyone who feels like they're forever in Diamond. I want to thank you for making it this far into the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you could like and subscribe, it means the world to me, and I appreciate you being here. So looking forward to seeing you in the next one.